My name is Christian Lanny. I recently graduated from Gnomon. I do rigging and tool building stuff. And I just thought I'd do like a short tutorial on how to make a cartoony eye. Essentially, just this guy here. Cool things about this little rig. Not too complicated. Just has some volumetric stuff. Uses rivets to keep the pupil following the eyeball like that. The eye also follows along the mesh when you move it like that. Some easy things, scaling, like contort it into like shapes, make it into like a bean shape, something like that. It's a really simple rig. Just thought I'd make a tutorial on it. So without further ado, here we go. Let me just control H that. All right. So first thing you're gonna do is scale it up. Here. You're gonna want it on the plane like that. So move that up a little bit. Scale it, get a nice shape that you want for your general eye. Maybe just scale it down a little bit like that. You're gonna want to give it one layer of subdivision because rivets use UV coordinates. So you're gonna need vertices for that. So we're just gonna one layer of that. Like that. I like that shape. Just center it. Yeah, I like that shape. So we're gonna Alt-Shift-D, Control, modify, freeze transformations, right? Just get it. Transforms frozen, delete history, all that good stuff. Right? We're gonna name it. We're gonna call it eye base. Cool. Now we want our pupil, so we're gonna make another sphere. We're gonna create that. Here, we're gonna move it up. Get it into a position that you like. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be placing it as close to a vertex point on here as possible. I'm just going to there, line it up with the vertices right there. I think that's good right there. Scale it down a little bit. And there we go. I like that. So we're going to, again, modify freeze transformations. Delete your history, Alt-Shift-D. Turn this off. There we go. Perfect. All right, cool. So now that we have that, let's just first make our eye controller to move the pupil around. So we're going to make the controller there. We're going to move it up. Not on there. Move it up. Just try and center it. Just get it as best as you can. Something like that. Scaling it a little bit there. Up a little bit. Perfect. Again, modify, freeze transformations, delete history. Name our controller here. We're going to call it pupil control. That, Control G, pupil control group. Modify, center pivot. And just in case, modify, freeze transformations. Oh, it didn't center pivot. Modify center pivot. There we go. Make sure these transforms are all frozen and everything. Centered. That. Cool. Geo. Cool. Actually, name this. I'll just call this iGeo there. Awesome. Or I want to group this. I'm just gonna call it Geo group. Center this one too. Center all of your transforms. Okay, so next we're going to want to make our rivet. Want to make our rivet, and we're going to constrain our pupil to that rivet. And then we're going to use an expression so that when I move this in Y and X, the rivet also moves, and because the rivet's moving, this little geo pupil is moving. So here we go. Select this vertice. This is the reason we lined up our pupil to the vertice points, right? So we're going to select that point right there. We're going to go find our rivet. I don't really know where rivet is in all here, so I just use help search. I just find rivet here. And then we have our rivet. Cool. If you look in our rivet here, what you'll see, if we go into our attribute editor, UV pin, you'll see these little coordinates down here. These guys are really important because these are what we are going to be hooking them up, hooking this controller up to, so that when we move this controller, right, these UV coordinates also move, or they move because we're moving our controller. So, right before we do that though, let's just connect our pupil and our pin output. So we're going to do constrain our pupil to the pin output. So go pin output, pupil geo group, constrain parent. And now to check if that worked, you just go in here real quick, just do 0.8, and just like that, it is working. Awesome. Got that part right. Now we're going to go into our node editor, our expression editor. This is just the expression for the first one. This is what we're making. I will make it again. So we're going to have a new expression. Now the way to get these attributes, right, in here, very easy. You're just going to right click, create new expression, and it gives you exactly what you need here. So we're just going to select that. We're going to connect this controller's translate Y to UV pin 2 coordinate 0 coordinate U. So coordinate U is going to equal pupil control dot translate Y, semicolon. And if this worked, oh, almost made a mistake. Another important thing, don't forget this, need to add this offset, because what would happen if I just hit enter there was it would move this coordinate to 0, because this translate Y right now is 0, right? We don't want that. It'll mess everything up. And we're back. Sorry about that. Just had to check something real quick. This is just a bit wrong. We're just going to go there. Equals UVPin.translate Y plus the coordinate, which is 0.7. And if this worked, no error. There. And translate Y. Ooh. There we go. We did make a little mistake, but we're almost there. For one mistake, expression name, we go into our expression here. It's going to be U equals Y. We could just say, we just switch it to feet. Edit that. Oh, and then we'd have to do 0.5 to switch to the other coordinate. And then, because we had to fix some stuff, we just had to bring this back to 0.7. So, to go over that again, because obviously ran into some errors, what you're going to do is you're going to take this coordinate, we're going to go, this is X, this one's Y, right? So we're connecting Y right now, which is this one up here, right? You're going to connect this coordinate, which is 0.5, UV pin coordinate 0 dot coordinate V, right? This one here, U and V. We're going to connect that to the pupil control dot translate Y, and then at the end we are adding the offset, which we saw was 0.5. If you do that all right, you just get this, right? And now we're going to do it for U and X. So we're going to select that, add that there, add a semicolon there. We're going to switch this to U. We're going to switch this to X. And if this worked, we should be able to edit. Oh, one tiny mistake. Change that to 0.7, which is what it was. And if we did that all right, now when we move it, it works. Obviously, you might be thinking, this is moving pretty fast, and you'd be right. So, let's fix that. What we're going to do, parentheses, we're going to divide it by 10. We're going to divide it by 10. This is just slowing it down. This is dividing the movement by 10. We'll do that again with the bottom one. Divide by 10. Parentheses. And parentheses. Edit. And now, if we did it right, Much slower, much nicer. There we go. Now we have a moving pupil. There we go. Awesome. Next quick thing, real fast, just an easy thing you can do. If we wanted to scale, obviously it's not able to scale right now. It's very easy to fix though. Select your controller, select your geo group here. Constrain, scale. Now, there we go. So this is the first part of the video. In the next part of the video, we're going to go into setting up cool volume preservation with joints and just letting you control the eye further. But I feel like this is a really important part of the video for me. I had always wanted to figure out how to do this, and I can never really find a video that showed how to do something like this. Just in general, how to make a piece of geo follow another piece of geo nicely. Obviously, this is for an eye, but you could think like there's a ton of stuff you can do with this. So